Good evening once again. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to News Tonight, the second edition. Let's start with a look at the top stories. Vice President Jessica Alupo tasks parent in Rubirizi to educate the girl child. Ministry of Internal Affairs officially takes over the NGO Bureau. Changes in parade formation as Uganda celebrates 62nd independence. While in sport, Buganda Masaza Cup finals schedule released. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni joins us in our sign language corner. Vice President Major Retired Jessica Alupo, in her first story, has said that an educated woman is an asset to the nation. She has tasked parents to implement the policy of the girl child to end the vicious cycle of poverty in the communities. Alupo was speaking during the opening of St. Elizabeth Girls' School, Kikumbo, in Rubirizi district, where she said that an educated woman is an asset for the family, community, government, and the nation at large. Alupo encouraged parents to instill values and morals in the girl child and support the school, but more important, keep their daughters in school. Alupo was happy that the school has come as an addition to government's efforts to empower the girl child through education, as we see in this report.
Leaves a landmark in the hearts of
Thank you so much, Honorable. We also have
we have head teachers.
Thank you so much. Our parish priest.
Your Excellency.
It is my pleasure and honor to join you today to officially open St. Elizabeth Girls Secondary School, Kikumbo. We as a government have decided that the cultures of leaving the girl child behind should be dropped, and the culture of promoting the boy child as well as the boy child and the girl child should be promoted. Join me to salute and thank Kikumbo Catholic Parish under the leadership of Reverend Father Alex Mubangizi and the area member of Parliament, Honorable Muhammad Katoto, and Honorable Grace, whose efforts and far-sighted leadership led to the establishment of this school. This school has humble beginnings, but a very bright future. I encourage the founders of the school and the community to draw inspiration from the parable of the mustard seed. I am glad that this school is built on a strong foundation of the church and the values that the church preaches and practices. I am also happy that this school comes as an addition to government's effort to empower the girl child through education.
Something new awaits revelers looking forward to observe the 62nd Independence Anniversary celebrations in Busia district. There was parade rehearsals at Busiko Primary School, Primary Teachers College in Busia district, where the main occasion will be held on the 9th of October. Henry Okrut was there to follow up on the arrangements, and he now reports.
For so many years, this is what Ugandans have been witnessing. From salutes with guns tightened to the parade marcher's waist to one where it is end to end with the chest. From the goose march, where the bayonet is sharply pointed to the next parade mark to one, where it is pointed to the sky with the gun next to the chest. This has often been viewed in both slow and quick march pasts. Such is what has often identified the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the police, prison and other armed forces as unique, disciplined and smart. This kind of arrangement is becoming a thing of the past. Armed forces, led by the UPDF, have introduced a new parade formation as Uganda celebrates 62 years of independence. As the rehearsals commence, one of the most visible things here is the change from the usual SAR parade gun with sharp pointed bayonets to the new improved AK-47. The swinging of hands, as has been the case in the previous parades, has been minimized in this new formation. That is not all. The goose march with legs in the sky has equally been changed. It all begins from formation, to dressing, to the march pasts, all the way to the salutes. This is just a tip of the iceberg of what Ugandans should expect to see at the upcoming 62nd Independence Day anniversary celebrations. The deputy spokesperson of the UPDF, Kanodeo Akiki, is pioneering the commanding of this new parade. According to officials, this is part of the continuous effort by the state of professionalizing the armed forces of Uganda. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Ministry of Internal Affairs has officially taken over the functions of the Non-Government Organizations NGO Bureau following the recent Rationalization Act passed by Parliament. Out of the original 42 staff members, only 12 have been retained under the new structure.
The Ministry of Internal Affairs has dissolved the Non-Government Organization Bureau as part of rationalization move. The Bureau is now a Department of Internal Affairs headed by Senior Commissioner.
This is part of the rationalization efforts by government that aims to streamline and increase efficiency in service provision. Key implications, of course, include centralized control, increased scrutiny, and alignment with government priorities.
At least 30 former employees of the Bureau have lost jobs following internal interviews conducted by the Ministry of Public Service.
The staff have already been appointed in the interviews that were held by Public Service 2 weeks ago. So we have staff of 12 members, I think down from 42 to 12. This is the staff that is going to man that Department of NGO Management, now under the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
In the meantime, police have updated on the murder of the fuel station employee whose body was dumped along the northern bypass.
We have 3 suspects, but these ones are aiding us in the ongoing investigation. These are boys who pick bottles and rubbish around the area. There is one that was arrested on that very day who was found sleeping under the bridge. And so far we have not found any connection of these suspects to the crime, but they are only leading us to the, they are only aiding us in the investigation that is ongoing. So we don't have any major leads of the lady that was found dead along the northern bypass.
Meanwhile, traffic police have intensified operations against border riders to address road crashes caused by reckless riding. Abdunasir Lobama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has urged Africa to join Uganda in the fight against the destruction of the foundation of her values. While officiating at the 9th Women Forum for the 26th National Prayer Breakfast at Speak Resort Munyonyo, Among said that the 11th Parliament has been most reliable in passing laws anti-homosexuality law, which is a landmark for Uganda.
Women leaders from different sectors of government, members of parliament and civil society converged Speak Resort Munyonyo to participate in this year's 9th Women Forum of the 26th National Prayer Breakfast. The former Vice President of Liberia, His Excellency Joel Taylor, said women need to focus on their mandate and those in leadership positions should use their voice to speak out and act.
Talk about women leaders when we talk about the assignment of women in these end times. We must be very careful with the condition of our hearts. We have to be faithful. We have to be consistent. We have to be real. Because we know we have a Savior who by a call will send legions of angels to our help. So why are we afraid? Are we afraid? But we must go through the fire in order to be tested and tried to see whether God can trust you.
The Women Breakfast is a platform to reflect on the gains, pains, share experiences and challenges and forge ways to solve them. The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Monk, expressed the need for leaders to protect the family values that are written in the Bible through making laws that are good for humanity.
And we want Africa equally to join Uganda in fighting the destruction of the foundation. No amount of blackmail, no amount of fear, no amount of intimidation will remain resolute to protect what the foundation is for our country. We will make sure that with God's unwavering support, we will remain strong as a country.
In her keynote address, Apostle Isi Igenegba, the founder, Mantle of Deborah Global Ministries, urged women legislators not to pass laws that legalize abortion.
And for the sake of cultural relevance, women are going with abortion laws in the name of, I have my right to my body. None of us created ourselves. God has the right to our temple. And so you must not sell the sacred future because sign laws that will take away the sexuality of the next generation. Do not eat your children.
The 9th Women Forum Prayer Breakfast was held under the theme, If the Foundations are Destroyed, What Can the Righteous Do? I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Munyonyo.
Miracle Center Cathedral Church, Lubaga lead pastor Robert Kayanja has appeared before court as the 13th state witness and testified against a group of Nazi gang members who allegedly trespassed at his church and gave false information to police that he had sodomized them.
In his testimony before the Mwangatu court, Pastor Kayanja says he met the gang during his 77 Days of Glory Revival Crusade in 2017, when they were among the people reforming at Lubaga Miracle Center. Kayanja stated that as a church, they welcomed the group, which also in turn helped them to identify wrong elements among the congregation. That after a while, the group expressed interest to join the security of the church and were consequently trained at Kabalia Training School to be good citizens. Pastor Kayanja, who has totally refuted the allegations, cited a similar incident in 2010 when fellow pastors Solomon Malay, Michael Chaze, Martin Semp, and 2 other people were convicted and sentenced to 100 hours of community service by Uganda Road Court for financing alleged sodomy victims.
Consult his clients, A1 to A6, so that he can be in position to examine the witness box. I've also had a prayer from Council Bernard Mugenyi, also an adjournment to have time to read PID 4.
Hearing of the case is still ongoing. Grade 1 Magistrate Adams Biarugaba has adjourned the hearing of the case to 17th October this year.
PM, and though we proceed for some few minutes past that time, I must also consider so many factors, including the safety of persons, the history, covering back and all that. So this matter is adjourned to the 17th of October 2024 at 9 a.m. for further cross-examination for PW 13. So adjourned.
I'm Ivan Juko and Viola Nansubuga for UBC.
The visiting delegation from the Sudan People's Liberation Movement Party, SPLM, has met and held discussions with the NRM Electoral Commission, Secretariat, and those in charge of communications. The two parties agreed to work together in order to fast-track the general elections in South Sudan.
Officials from South Sudan People's Liberation Movement Party Secretariat, who are currently in Uganda for political benchmarking, have had an engagement with the NRM Electoral Commission in Kampala.
Legally, how do you treat when family members come and also other members of the community also come?
So they are learning so many things because they are a nascent democracy. They are a young democracy. They want to experiment with parties. They have tried Tanzania, they have tried South Africa, they have now come to NRM.
SPLM's Freeman delegation was received by the NRM Electoral Commission Chairperson, Dr. Tang Odoi.
It took them from that angle to know that when you come to this country and you see it very peaceful, don't think it did not have challenges. So even when you have challenges, they are not insurmountable. There are things you can go around.
The visit follows the recent postponement of South Sudan's general elections.
I want them to know we also had challenges. We have them up to now, but we manage them and we have elections. And what have I told them every political system must answer its historical question.
Ideas were shared and notes were taken on how to conduct a successful election in South Sudan, Africa's youngest nation.
These two giants of leadership, Comrade Salva Kiir Mayadi and also His Excellency Comrade Yoweri Museveni Kaguta, are actually leading. They are in the forefront, fighting for the welfare of the African people.
There's been audience with the Director of Communications and Publicity in the NRM Party, Emmanuel Dombo.
The media in the country, is it under the ruling party?
Every time we go for elections, we do a matrix to find out which is the highest media station listened to, or media spectrum. In Uganda so far, still radio is the highest.
I've seen that you have a very competent media perfectionist. Like yesterday, we can see everything we're doing was coming out online.
Dombo highlighted the importance of media-friendly environments in democracy and elections.
For us, we don't have a radio station. For them, they have a radio station, which they run. For us, we rely on the government media stations and the private sector media stations.
On the other hand, the NRM Secretary General Richard Odong emphasized the importance of having peace in whatever steps South Sudan is taking to build the country.
They have been under administration for the last, I think, coming to 14, 15 years. And because of that, they have gone through a lot of... And you remember the country was under civil war for close to almost 50 years. And it is not an easy moment to unite the country, to make the country get focused to national progress and development, because there are so many other differences that are breaking them apart.
What we enjoy here is that we have security of persons and security of institutions. You must have an election in an environment must have an election in an environment where there's cordiality and brotherhood. They don't have any other country other than South Sudan.
The two engagements were attended by directors Medina Nehab, Jane Babiha Alisemira and Arimpa John Chijaji. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Minister of State Office of the Vice President Diana Mutasingwa has reiterated government's efforts in stamping out unemployment through support to vocational training. She applauded the private institutions for supplementing vocational training and providing skills to the youth.
A report by Advocates Coalition for Development and Environment, ACORD, indicates that between 64% and 70% of youth are unemployed, while about 400,000 skilled youth are released annually to compete for about 9,000 available jobs. Unemployment is due to lack of skills, engagement in non-productive ventures, and shunning agriculture, which is the biggest employer in rural areas. State Minister in the Office of the Vice President, Diana Mutasingwa, says government is supporting vocational training to end unemployment among youth.
And over the years, this institution has made significant contributions to Uganda's national development goals, aligning with the National Development Plan and the Vision 2040. This commitment is reflected in the average number of students trained each year here at the Nile Vocation, who have entered the workforce and have become agents of change in their communities. The Ugandan has recognized NIV's efforts by ranking it as the best private vocational institute in the country in the past 4 years. This recognition underscores the value of vocational education in shaping a skilled labor force essential for the country's growth.
The representative of the Bishop of Mukono Diocese, Reverend Esmond Serungoji, was concerned about the high cost of training materials in vocational institutions.
The more the students increase, the more expensive it comes to sustain these courses and to qualitatively, with the changing and the transforming technology, to have what it takes to give them what is relevant to the times and what is up to date according to the most current technology. So my appeal to the government is to continue more than it has never been before to support the Nile Vocation Institute.
During the 29th graduation of over 500 at Nile Vocational Institute in Jeru, the Institute's director Edson Ongerepi said the Institute has introduced civil and water engineering, agriculture at diploma levels. The students appreciate the instructors in skills training.
As examinations draw closer, most schools are now very busy preparing students who will sit for the new curriculum for the first time. Teachers and students we spoke to say this is a new experience, but they are ready.
Entire syllabus is covered before the candidates sit for final exams. In the meantime, there is an intensive revision session to familiarize students with the exam formats and style.
And we believe this has prepared them. You're also aware that the candidates of Senior 4 are doing a new set of exams for the first time. And we believe Sagras will be among the top schools because we have been following each and everything that is required by the Ministry of Education, and we have not left anything undone.
It's a few days left to the start of the examinations.
Exam starts on the 14th. So today we are presenting them to God, and we believe this will help them, will give them courage.
Candidates seem ready for the exams.
Those days in the new curriculum, you'd just be given a question, but you'd answer like 18 questions in the old curriculum. But nowadays in the new curriculum, you have only 6 questions to answer.
We're doing group discussion because new curriculum is very different from old. We don't do like these other objectives of the old curriculum. We have only scenario based, so it needs you to think a lot.
And indeed, we are very promising. We are confident that we are going to make it.
Parents, this is where we know the kind of our children come from. Amen. You run to the one you have confidence in.
The Bishop of Nebi Diocese, Bishop Ponsa Winjozele, has cautioned parents and teachers against use of witchcraft to pass exams.
Life without God, you end up frustrated, exploited, degraded.
Ozele took the students of Sagra schools in Lira into a deep spiritual reflection ahead of the examination. Ediolwa, UBC News.
The inaugural African Climate Change Adaptation Conference is sitting in Kampala to find solutions to the effect of climate change in Africa. From Agape Earth Coalition, the Chief Executive Isaac Sentumbwe told UBC that since the church deals with mass believers, it will be a crucial standpoint on environmental conservation.
The discussion on the two-day conference looks at the urgency to address climate and the readiness of African countries on the impact of climate change.
Today's conference is not just another meeting, it is a call to action, a call to rethink how we approach climate adaptation in our communities. As we all know, Africa is one of the continents most affected to the impacts of climate change, yet it contributes least to the global carbon emissions.
Meanwhile, the guest speaker, Apostle Grace Lubega of Phaneroo Ministries, challenged faith-based leaders to champion the talk on climate change.
Religious institutions have a very great role in the conversation of climate change, especially in the African context. Because here, in this part of the world, religion or the faith is still first estate. And I pray that even for those believers who are around and perhaps religious leaders who might be in the midst of us, this conversation will go back to the people that we lead.
Kotido Resident District Commissioner Charles Ichogor told the conference addressing climate change requires collective efforts where sustainable agricultural practices, water management techniques, and renewable energy solutions are in focus.
Climate change is not just an environmental issue. It is a human issue and it is a developmental issue. It touches every aspect of our lives, our health, our economy, our food security, and ultimately our all.
Climate change adaptation initiatives by different stakeholders are a welcome move in Africa because the continent has been experiencing a reduction in water levels of some of its water bodies and melting of glaciers of its highest peaks. Diano Olwen-Peters, UBC News in Kampala.
Improved inflation has prompted the central bank to reduce the central bank rate by 25 basis points. That and more is what we'll look at on return after this short break. Thank you so much for watching.
Uganda fire! Endiva fire! Our border fire! Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! As Uganda Crane showed Congo, why nobody is called a Katino? Mayuwa wa mubiri Gabulijo! Katika Uganda Crane 6 on South Sudan on the 11th of October. Bring more fire and support even harder Nambole. Just a 165*20 hash or go to buy ticket on the Momo app to get a 20k on Momo. And it comes with a free train ride to Nambole. Cash is 25k. Game starts at 7 p.m. The first 2 Nel special beers go for 1k each. When you buy with Momo at MTN Gavut Day. Uganda Cranes fire! MTN fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda's football. Together, truly unstoppable.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less evictions as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
In the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected saving spot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy Wanawoli.
The Uganda Muslim Supreme Council and the National Chair Lady, Honorable Sophia Kayanja Safina, invites all Muslim women and men to join us for a momentous inauguration of the Women's Council. The event will take place on the 8th of October 2024 at the Gaddafi National Mosque Gardens starting at 9 a.m. The guest of honor will be Her Excellency, the President of the Republic of Tanzania. And the chief guest will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and His Eminence Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubaje, the Mufti of Uganda. This is a chance to be part of something truly special as we mark a new era for Muslim women in Uganda. Other activities will include launching the National Muslim Women's Circle and establishing a national fund to support a one-stop skilling and rehabilitation.
Amazina ganje ninyetekwa Seruhanga John Bosco ninduga mu district ya Rukungiri njyo muhanguzi wa miliyoni 18 na Uganda National Rotary nzahangwire urwo mu kuzana *278# ngafuna message eriko mu njyo muhanguzi nashemererwa konka nabaza kugira ngo nedi y'abafere sente ziriyo zona bakazitekamo ko nazihangwira.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
President Yoweri Museveni is set to launch the innovative 4-acre model campaign in Bunyoro sub-region starting with the Greater Chibale districts. This landmark event will take place at the Chikwaya Playground in Kakumiro district on November 15th, 2024 starting at 10 a.m. All residents, civil servants and leaders of Greater Chibale districts in Bunyoro and neighboring areas are invited to attend the launch in large numbers. The 4-acre model initiative led by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni aims to integrate ordinary people into the money economy. During his visit, President Museveni will tour selected 4-acre model farms in the area. This launch will showcase the initiative's impact on local communities, highlighting tangible benefits and success stories of the strategy for how. Don't miss out on this extraordinary event that promises to reshape the future of food security and socio-economic well-being for the people of Greater Chibale districts in Bunyoro sub-region and neighboring areas. Join area leaders for this event aimed at lifting ordinary people out of poverty using their available small land. The mega event will be held at Chikwaya Playground in Kakumiro district, Greater Chibale on November 15th, 2024 at 10 a.m.
We thank you so much for watching. Welcome back from the break. We now talk business, and we'll go to that story that I highlighted as we went for the break. Improved inflation has prompted the central bank to reduce the central bank rate, CBR as we all commonly call it, by 25 basis points. Although the reduction is good news to the financial sector and the economy at large, the inflation outlook is prone to risks. Atingi, the deputy governor.
The Bank of Uganda Monetary Policy Committee has reduced the central bank rate by 25 basis points from 10% to 9.75% due to an improved inflation outlook.
Inflation remains subdued, in part reflecting the unwinding of the global shocks, the stable shilling exchange rate, partly due to the steady coffee export receipts, moderate import growth, and prudent monetary policy, economic growth recovery, while maintaining price stability. Over the 12 months to the month of September 2024, annual headline and core inflation averaged 3.2%.
So the adjustment downwards to 9.75 means that upper band will be 11.75. So the interbank rates already would adjust towards that upper band, say, to the maximum. Although the mid rate is 9.75, but it has to go to 11.75.
Over the 12 months to the month of September 2024, annual headline and core inflation average was 3.2%. Notably, inflation declined in September 2024, driven by lower oil prices and reduced fuel prices.
The decline in core inflation was primarily attributed to a reduction in the services inflation, particularly in passenger transport services. The Bank of Uganda projects average core to remain below the medium-term target of 5% over the next 12 months, supported by the relatively stable shilling exchange rate and the favorable food and oil prices.
However, the inflation outlook is prone to risks, says the Deputy Governor, Michael Atingi-Ego.
On the downside, inflation may be lower if the previous policy actions dampen demand more than expected, the economic environment in the rest of the world worsens unexpectedly, harvests that results in lower food crop inflation than currently projected, and a stronger appreciation of the shilling, partly due to stronger capital inflows coupled with softer global inflation.
The MPC assesses that inflation will remain below the target in the near term and that the risk to inflation is balanced, but acknowledges the inherent uncertainty in the outlook, which warrants a cautious monetary policy stand. Maureen Babidie for UBC News.
Business Minds, the Capital Solutions Social Forum, hosted the fourth edition of the Entrepreneurs Symposium 2024. The event attracted over 500 participants, including prominent dignitaries such as the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
The symposium provided a vibrant platform for entrepreneurs to connect, share ideas and explore innovative business solutions. Attendees included seasoned business leaders, emerging entrepreneurs and stakeholders in economic growth.
It is lie for social entrepreneurs in financing and the digital era. So the conversation summarized and wrapped up to say, social enterprises, this is our time. This is a time we need to seize. Impact investment is quite big. We just need to be ready, to be investment ready and grab the opportunity. People who talked about financing social enterprises were willing to design different models. These included banks, impact investors, and philanthropic grant makers. And we are so happy that today, some of the people who attended were beneficiaries of some well-designed social enterprise financing opportunities.
The symposium was also crucial for empowering entrepreneurs, especially women, and promoting inclusivity in our economy.
The theme recognizes development which is void of social entrepreneurship if it is not sustainable. I wish to appreciate Capital Solutions and Social Enterprise Forum for the collaboration initiatives with the government of Uganda, which are aimed at improving the well of the population and, of course, having a cascading impact across the world.
Our partner organization, Center for Women and Children's Reintegration from LIRA, produces tamarind concentrate through social enterprise. Capital Solutions supported them to develop a business plan and a marketing strategy, but also accompany peer-to-peer learning and mentoring on social enterprises. The organization was able to improve their business concept to an extent that they attracted additional funding for machinery. This allowed them to upscale their production and now to reach different markets and our customers.
Participants highlighted the importance of collaboration and mentorship in the entrepreneurial journey, emphasizing that support networks can significantly enhance business success. Throughout the day, various workshops and panel discussions were held, focusing on entrepreneurship, gender equality in business, and sustainable practices. Sandra Kahunde, Robert Katamba, News Tonight.
Cinema UG is set to launch the Women in Film Symposium, an initiative aimed at bringing together women and filmmakers. The symposium will foster collaboration and address challenges faced by women in the film industry, while also create pathways for support and empowerment. This initiative will amplify women's voices to ensure they are recognized to access opportunities in the cinema world.
But our main goal is to see how can we train them? How can we give them mentorship opportunities? How can we give them funding opportunities? Because those are things that we're looking at. One of the things that we want to do is build a production hub, whereby we share their own stories. We want to build a mentorship hub where you can get mentorship from the seasoned actors and those who are of the experience within the industry. We want to build an online academy whereby everyone can access what we call the best knowledge of film. So we're looking at training, equipping, and deploying you as a creative. So we are inviting you as a lady, as a man, we are inviting you for the Women in Film Symposium. We are launching on the 26th of October at Skies Hotel.
For us as UBC, we are very excited, first of all, because promoting local talent is of the focus, is one of the things that we are focusing on. And Women in Film is an initiative that is focusing at promoting local talent, especially from the women, but also advocating for the women. We all know very well that the women, the female, especially the filmmakers who are female, face so many challenges.
I very much want to spread my wings, but at this method take advantage of us. Like a culture, no I have a project for you. No talk about this is the script, role and lead role, but ABCD has to happen. And abana banja abato abasobola kuyimirira amanzi negamba no, because banja balina enjala y'okubeera ku screens egiyita njala, ayagala okubeera ku screen naye bamugambe bagambe yes.
Most cases, I think it's in our nature. We think we are not able. You first get someone to push you to tell you that you can, yes you can, do this. And in this kind of platform, I know they will not be being judged, but exhibiting their art.
Yeah, most of our girls, the problem I find within Parliament or within my production house, Vortex Creations, it is that these young girls are so seductive. I'm a parent, I have girls. They are so seductive that when they come to the production house, maybe they are cast to do something, to do a role, you find that.
Prudential Uganda has partnered with Standard Chartered Bank to revolutionize Uganda's insurance landscape. In a joint statement, the two companies revealed that they are introducing innovative insurance solutions tailored to meet the diverse needs of Ugandan customers.
This partnership is expected to not only provide customers with innovative products, but also to enable both organizations to leverage their global experience and local expertise to address the evolving financial needs of Ugandans.
We have access to innovative products, transformative products designed in partnership with our partner SEB to be sure that they have access to cutting-edge insurance products, and that's extremely important for us. So there's a sense and there's an expectation that this partnership will continuously derive and deliver to the SEB customer new products on a very regular basis, and they'll be very certain that they have access to the best life insurance products on the market.
It marks a strategic move in the Ugandan market, where demand for comprehensive insurance products is on the rise. The collaboration aims to create a seamless experience for customers, making it easier to access and contribute significantly to the growing bank assurance sector in Uganda.
So that the product that is customized is really going to be delivered at world-class pace. So that's how we demonstrate growth.
And finally, what really makes us together and we are very excited about is the philosophy of our organizations. You know, yes, we are both here for profit because profit is what sustains us. But what we are very excited about is both Prudential and Standard Chartered Bank have a purpose-driven strategy. You know, it's much more beyond profits. It's really about long-term impact that we create for our community, our society, and much more in this case for Uganda.
Now, through this partnership, Standard Chartered Bank, we aim to offer sustainable financial solutions to ensure families are protected from their life uncertainties. Our strategy in Africa is very clear. Our strategy is to leverage partnerships in markets like Uganda, which has rich structural growth opportunities to build a sustainable, multi-channel growth platform that empowers individuals.
Report from Insurance Regulatory Authority, the bank insurance sector in Uganda saw a significant growth, with gross written premiums increasing from 83 billion Uganda shillings in 2020 to over 170 billion Uganda shillings in 2023. Sandra Kahonde, Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Thank you for showing your fire! As Uganda Crane showed Congo, why nobody is called a Katino? Why you are one movie in Gabuli Joe? Cutting the Uganda Crane 6 on South Sudan on the 11th of October. Bring more fire and support even harder that nobody. Just star 165*20# or go to buy ticket on the Momo app to get your discounted ordinary ticket at 20k on Momo. And it comes with a free train ride to Nambole. Cash is 25k. Game starts at 7 p.m. The first 2 Nel special beers go for 1k each when you pay with Momo at MTN Gavut Day. Uganda Cranes Fire! MTN Fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda's football. Together, truly unstoppable.
The East Africa UK Tourism and Cultural Expo 2024 is here, happening on 8th and 9th of November 2024 under the theme Enhancing Tourism as Engine for Social and Economic Transformation on the sidelines of WTM London at the Rembrandt Hotel, 11th Thalo, PI South Kensington, London, SW7 2RS Unite. The guest of honor will be the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. For tickets, exhibitors will pay £1,000 and participants will pay £300. For more information, call +256 787 096 100 or +254 795 806 969. Visit www.eauktourismexpo.com to register.
Where does it come from? That thing that makes us Ugandan. Some say it's in our history, in our culture, and in our hearts. In our warm smiles of coffee. It's in our inherent pursuit to always be better, to never stop growing and glowing. We are a nation of sweat and skills, a nation of ideas and inventions. But what truly makes us Ugandan is our quest to invest in agribusiness, manufacturing, tourism, infrastructure, health, and education to improve the quality of life of Ugandans. That's what makes us Uganda Development Bank. Uganda Development Bank, inspiring development.
Independence Day is observed as a national holiday in a country. Uganda became an independent sovereign state on 9th October 1962.
Uganda is born again, free and independent.
This event holds an important position in the history of Uganda as it marks the country's freedom to self-rule from its colonial masters. Uganda and the people have made significant strides in 62 years, like improvement in economic, education, agriculture, peace, prosperity and political stability. This year's 62nd celebrations will be held under the theme Independence Day, a recommitment to secure and fortify our destiny. Join us on Wednesday 9th October 2024 at Busiko Teachers Demonstration Primary School Grounds, Masafu Town Council, Busia District, as we relay the celebrations live on UBC TV. Inspiring Uganda.
UBC News tonight. We now go sport. The 20th edition of the Airtel Masaza Cup finals will take place on the 2nd of November this year at Nambole Stadium. This has been disclosed by Buganda Kingdom at Bulange Mengo.
Minister for Youth, Sports and Arts in Buganda Kingdom, OHT Robert Serwanga, has released the schedule for the Buganda Masaza Cup finals and play.
Now playing at the semi-final stage, will showcase on the 2nd, and those 2 games will be played at Mandela National Stadium in Nambole. To thank all supporters, all contributors who have played a major role in supporting the teams. And on the 2nd, amongst Chadondo County, Chagwe County, Bwegula County, and Budu County, we shall have the victors of Masaza Cup 2024.
Airtel Uganda and Centenary Bank are involved in the 2 main cooperative entities supporting the tournament.
All the teams that have participated in this year's Masaza tournament, I believe you would agree with me that really, at least this time, these guys have really played some very good football, and there was very good discipline. We as Airtel, we're also trying out, we are trying out to see that people are going to be paying using Airtel money. Something that we are working on. Very soon we shall be telling you as to how you'll be able to use your Airtel line to pay for the ticket, make sure that you are able to watch the game in Nambole.
To be part of this, we have been sponsors of Masaza at Centenary Bank ever since Masaza tournament started. And we continue to support all the programs that the Kabaka is driving. One may ask, why does Centenary Bank passionately support Masaza? You are our people. This is your bank. You support us, and it is only fair that we support you back.
The semi-final return legs are scheduled for Sunday, 13th October 2024. 2-time champions Voodoo won their first leg 3-1 away against Chadondo, while Chagwe secured a 2-1 home victory over Wekula, ending their unbeaten run, giving Chagwe a narrow advantage heading into the return leg. Story compiled by Jamil Sekaja for UBC News.
Mebo Namakwe and Olivia had bronze for Team Uganda in the Uganda International Badminton Series held at Lugogo Indoor Stadium. Uganda lost their women's singles semi-final tie to the Indian Rawat, who later went to clinch gold in the finals against UAE's Nidhi Desai and Sriyutha Sreji. Many Ugandan players, however, reached the quarterfinals only to fail by the last.
We have Nidhi Desai and Sriyutha Baroni, United Arab Emirates for silver.
Tournament ebadde nnyangu, sobola gamba mbu ebadde nnyangu, naye Katonda atusobosezza okutuuka ku semi-finals kuba first round yaffe betwazannya bannayuganda naye era of course twabazannyako awo emabega mu Kampala International ne batukuba neera bazzeemu ne babatuwa. So twazze ku luno tubeetegekedde ne tubakuba neera aba quarter finals neera baatukubako neera ku luno tuzze nga tugamba buli shato yakugifiirako, so nabo Katonda n'atuyamba ne tubakuba. Tubali tetwagimanyiira n'ekirala bali babadde too fast nga ffe tuli mu slow kubanga shato tetwagimanyiira. Yeyo challenge badde ku shato. Here tugenda kuba tu training ekirungi twafunyeko ne ku shuttles ezo za white ziwerako ze twafunye, so tugenda kuba tuzikozesa. So I think next tournaments tujja kuba tuli prepared nga tuzimanyiridde.
I've been able to I qualified to the semi-finals and won a bronze medal with my doubles partner Namako Mebo. For this tournament, all I can say that it was determined consistency while we were on court participating in the tournament, because even the people we played in Kampala International, they are the same people we played in the Uganda International, but then we had lost to them for some reasons. The shuttles we have been using I can give an example. For us, when we are training, when we are playing our personal games, we use nylon, the yellow shuttle. But then this time when we have tournaments, we normally use feather shuttles, and they were a bit difficult for us who are not used to them. And there was some bit serving.
I've learned very many things. I've got experience. I've seen very many players from different countries, and these people have inspired me so much.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you tonight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team. Wish you the best of the night. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Independence Day is observed as a national holiday in a country. Uganda became an independent sovereign state on 9th October 1962.
Uganda is born again, free and independent.
This event holds an important position in the history of Uganda as it marks the country's freedom to self-rule from its colonial masters. Uganda and the people have made significant strides in 62 years, like improvement